Good morning, and thanks a lot for joining us. It's the Thursday edition of TVC Breakfast, and we're delighted that you can join us again today. I am Kemi Foladiemo with Theophilus Elama.
Good morning,
How
Kemi.
are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's nice to be here.
Smiling through the heat.
Well, the heat wave is just something else. I think since Monday or so, it's, I think Monday was worse.
Was it?
Was worse, yes, because
you were outdoors.
I was outdoors,
okay.
so you were literally soaked, in sweat. But someone said like we're Nigerians, so we'll pull through it.
Somehow
but
we do.
Somehow we do. Yeah,
it is really unprecedented, and so many people are talking about it. There's so much concern about this kind of heat wave currently being experienced across the country, and I hear we're even having it better. As against residents in the north, for example. That's what we'll even be starting off with, because it has indeed become a topical discussion in the country, talking about the Nigerian Meteorological Agency has now issued a warning to the public about the excessive heat in Nigeria, and temperatures have reached dangerous levels, with the north standing at 41 degrees centigrade and the south at 39 degrees. The agency advises staying hydrated and seeking shade, as well as other mechanisms, which include using fans, wearing light, breathable clothing to reduce exposure to high temperatures. The agency also cautions against strenuous physical activities during the peak heat hours, recommending that people stay indoors between 12 noon and 4 p.m. and that the public must take these advisories seriously to avoid severe health problems. And I might also add that there is a need to, propagate these advisories that the agency, that's the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, is, issuing out, because there's so much speculation about the cause of it. There's talk about the cycles, the Nina cycles, and the La Nina and the El Nino cycles in the Pacific Ocean. There's also a course attributed to Harmattan winds from the Sahara Desert, as well as high humidity from the Atlantic Ocean, which has now caused some form of disruption of the normal rainfall patterns, which is invariably creating this hot and dry weather that we are all experiencing. And I don't know, the nights are the big concern. If you can sip your way somehow around it, surviving the night, so to speak, and I use that word cautiously, surviving the night, and I'm hoping and praying that, power supply isn't cut off at that very crucial nighttime.
And in less than 5 minutes, you're all sweating.
All sweating.
Dripping in sweat, and your bed gets really soaked because of the heat wave. It's quite serious, and NIMET has given the advisory, but it's important that at this point we take precautions. It's not going to be easy navigating our way through the day in the heat, but we have to just take precautions, like they said, drinking lots of water.
Very crucial.
If you're not used
and
to
take
it before,
baths.
you have to. Yes, take baths.
This is the time where 2 baths, 3 baths a day isn't a luxury.
It's still crucial.
Absolutely.
You need to take bath and ensure that you are always hydrated, because the cause of faintings, especially during this period, is because when you're dehydrated and you're not replenishing the water in your system, then it affects your psyche and affects the way you think and the way you act. And before you know it, talking a different story entirely. So it's important that we stick to the advisory that's been given to us, but I do not know the 12 to 4 p.m.
In fact, some are even extending it to 11 a.m. because you'll be surprised. There was a time that from 10 a.m., everywhere it's sunny, but
yes,
of course in the vitamin C, vitamin A, D, vitamins, you can argue that, okay, the sun at that time is still a bit healthy for you. But like you were saying, now the realities on the ground,
Yes.
you know, how many Nigerians can afford to stay indoors when for them, that is their peak time to make money?
True, true. And I've noticed a trend as well because of this heat. A lot of people will have to open their front and back doors. We have to be careful so that hoodlums do not take advantage of this situation to cause mayhem or to get into someone's house or burgle into someone's house illegally to do one or two things, illegal things. So we have to, it's a whole gamut, and we have to do a whole lot to avoid the excessive heat wave and to stay dehydrated, and of course to ensure that there's some air coming into the apartment, especially looking at the fact that what you have said, Kemi, with the power situation, being epileptic, we need some form of succor to ensure that we are hydrated and the heat does not affect us tremendously.
Right, and there's still no certainty as to how long this will last. But you know, while we are still experiencing this, you know, unusual heat patterns in Nigeria, of course, health is wealth, as we always say, and the realities are also there. The health risks are also very real. Talking about fainting, talking about dizzy spells. I know this week now. When my mom was complaining about, that particular symptom, I just attributed it to the heat, that it was the heat. And now having to find out that NIMET is also saying that, in fact, elderly people with health conditions should also be looked after exceptionally at this time, because they are also prone. They will be exceptionally prone to this heat conditions.
And NIMET is also, they're also warning Nigerians against skin-related diseases like chickenpox,
absolutely,
heat rashes, measles,
meningitis, and the likes. All right. So we just hope that proper plans and preparations and measures are put in place now to forestall any unnecessary eventualities as the heat persists. We'll take a breather away from